Hey, Jason. All right, we're doing our weekly update. And first thing I notice is you're in a different environment and you got a different hairstyle. So before we get into the
I'm in
chemistry,
my mom's house because just for today, watching the dog is very sick right now.
and how about the hairstyle? Where does this come from?
I just do that sometimes with my hair. Every so often, when it gets a little annoying, I try to put mousse in it.
All right. So we had a list. I had a list that I wanted to go over with you last time. We'll just go through them one by one. So have you tried taking a quarter teaspoon of the sea salt or Himalaya salt pre-workout and see how that feels?
Yes, I did. I got a fucking crazy pump with the Himalayan salt, man.
All right. You drank enough water? You didn't get dehydrated or anything, right?
No, I drank a boatload. I can't make sure I carry a gallon of water with me.
Okay. And then with your pre-workout, are you taking that? Like, what time of day are you working out? When's the latest you take your pre-workout?
Well, I get up really early. I'm like that. I'm like a lot of bodybuilders back in the '80s, where they used to wake up very early in the morning, bright and shine, like between 5 and 7 a.m.
So I notice the earlier I wake up, the more productive I am and the better
Yeah,
work.
and more energy you have in the morning.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, I do have friends that, swear that working at night is more effective, but the results I see is that the people that wake up early and get a lot of stuff done early in the morning get a lot more productive work done with a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've noticed.
The next thing was what's your body weight?
I weighed myself. My lowest one morning was about 192, 193, 191.
Oh, wow. Okay. So last time we talked, you were 200.8 pounds, and I had written this analysis because you keep asking me like what weight you would be at what body fat percentage. And
But
then,
it's weird. Sometimes your muscle goes up a little bit, actually.
yeah, well, that's the thing is I can predict if you just kept the same amount of lean body mass, what weight you would be at what body fat percentage. But if you gained muscle, then that changes the
That
equation.
changes the whole different thing.
But if we took according to your in-body scan, which is semi-accurate, where you hold on to the electrodes and it tests the impedance through your body, the electrical resistance, according to that and according to my calculation, if you were 10% fat, you'd be 175 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were 5% fat, which is like you're on the stage and you have lower back Christmas tree and shredded obliques, that's 165.8 pounds. So
But the weird thing is, I could pack on 11, 10 or 12 pounds of muscle, and boom, I'm in the 170s.
yes, now you did have some criticism. A lot of people message me about you, and they're always saying like, "Don't get your hopes up. Jason's going to fall off the wagon," and I want you to prove them wrong. Right? This is the ultimate challenge
That's
for you to make the
that's
best transformation.
that's why I'm wagon, because you got to remember, I'm in no rush to compete at all. I'm just taking a step day by day to get as lean as I can possibly get. Any amount of months. If it takes 6, 7 months, it takes 6, 7 months.
That's right. So there's no opportunity for failure because if you take a step backwards, you could, if you needed to, just add a little bit more time to take more steps forward. So we don't have a
There
lock.
is no rush, because you know what the thing is if I pressure myself for a show, I'm bound for failure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you don't need the pressure or the stress. Just make constant daily progress. Tony Robbins style. One thing that Tony Robbins said that really resonated with me is baby steps. Like it's much more effective to take a small step forward every day than try to take a big step and then fall backwards. Yeah.
Do I look a lot leaner than I did a couple weeks ago, you think?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Your pictures are crazy. You're leaning out so fast. I mean, I have this like this one
By
was
looking at me,
that one was a great one.
if you were to guess, what do you think my body fat's down to? Just by guessing, if you were to guess now, as of these last weeks, I've been tightening up a lot.
Well, you did say in one of your posts that you think you're 10%, but I don't think you're 10%.
What do you
Yeah.
think I'm at right now? What do you think I'm at now, since I've changed a little bit?
Well, we can kind of calculate it because you were 21% fat, 21.4 at 208.8 pounds. Now, yeah, you weigh how much?
191, 2.
So you've probably lost about 9 more pounds of fat, which would put you around which probably puts you around 15.56, no, 16% body fat.
Yeah, that's a big change, man.
That's massive. It's very impressive. That week, especially that last week, that last 7 days, whatever you did, you lost the most amount of fat of any week so far. What do you think you did differently last week that you lost so much fat?
Just eat cleaner. I basically cut out more carbohydrates. I cut them all out.
Ah, really? So your body's responding really well to extremely low carbohydrate diet.
Sometimes I have to throw in a little carb just to keep my composure because if I'm riding a bicycle, because I'm on a bike, I don't want to like get off the bike and fucking smash somebody in the face. I want to have a composure. So I make sure in the morning for the most energy, I may have a little bit of carbs, like a little bowl of brown rice just to go on the bike so I don't fucking snap at somebody.
Yeah, that's good. Now, yeah, I don't think people realize you're doing so much cardio, weights, and you're riding your bike, and activities like bike riding or walking actually can burn a lot of fat and speed up the metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
How about the supplements? What kind of supplements, drugs you taking right now?
I'm taking the S20. Well, I'm going this week as of tomorrow because I was running the S23 the whole week, and the MK677 and the one shot of test week. I'm going to switch it to experiment and switch it up to Anavar this week.
Okay, I love that chemistry protocol. That's awesome. You've got the testosterone foundation, just enough to keep your testosterone, estrogen, and DHT for optimal health, for muscle endurance, for glycogen retention, for healing your joints, tendons, but you're keeping the testosterone low so estrogen doesn't go too high because the higher the estrogen, the harder it is to burn fat. Then you have S23, which is awesome for cutting, keeps you dry, keeps you hard, keeps your energy up in the gym. Then you got the MK677, which burns a lot of fat and accelerates recovery, which is great because you're working out so much, but can also make you hungry. Are you still the hunger side effects of the MK677?
The thing is my diet is so impeccable. I can get away. I get hungry on it, but I watch what I'm eating. Make sure I'm eating the right shit.
That's so awesome. All right, and then are you doing the growth hormone secretagogues like the CJC, ipamorelin, GHRP, those type of things too?
Yeah, I have the GHRP. I have some bottles, lots of that stuff.
Hitting that sometimes. Okay, cool. How about like stimulants? You have your pre-workout, of course, and do you take any other type of caffeine or anything that increases?
Caffeine pills.
How much caffeine do you think you're taking per day?
At least 500-600 grams.
Milligrams, yeah.
Milligrams. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's good though. I mean, I actually, as long as you can take a break every once in a while, so you can resensitize.
Well, yeah, because if you don't break, your adrenal glands get shot.
Right. Yeah, little breaks make a big difference. And then everybody.
I've noticed if you keep cruising on it, all that caffeine, you get tired and sleepy easily.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what else here. We overcame some negativity, and you're staying focused. So what do you think has changed? How's your mindset that you're able to sort of ignore more negativity and focus more on the goals?
I'm just focusing on the positive. Everybody's been giving me great criticism lately. Great criticism.
Well, you notice even if you had 50% negative and 50% positive feedback, you have the choice to decide what to emphasize in your head, so some people could see one negative comment and it really affects them, and other people know negative comments can affect them. So you're doing good prioritizing, putting your mental energy on the positive feedback, which is giving you a mental reward for the work, which then motivates you even more.
Honest opinion, I don't know. I'm about 5'6" and 5'6.5", 5'7". You got to remember, when you're lower weight and you're shorter joints, at lower weight you look bigger. Isn't that true?
Yeah. If you look more shredded, I mean, a great example of that is I had Philip and Philip is actually lean. He's actually bigger than me, but because my arm is more shredded, look at this picture. Because my arm is more shredded, look how much bigger I look than Philip, because just that millimeter less water and fat on my arm shows so much more vascularity and definition. See, he's bigger than me, but I look bigger because I'm more shredded.
you have shorter ligaments in your arms.
No, I mean, it's mostly you'll notice when you use the fire gel. So when you put the fire gel, the muscle gel's on your arm, and it pulls out the water, tightens the skin, and you can start seeing more muscle
Can
definition.
I ask you an honest question? What do you think is it really? I want to know about. I'm not competing anymore, but is really 165.5 pounds for a guy who's only 5'6.5" something? Is that pretty fucking big for a short guy?
That's like what a lot of the bodybuilders weigh at that height.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not pro bodybuilders, but you do an amateur show. That's a good weight. I mean, I guess here's the best way to say it. If you can cut all the fat, you have enough muscle to look good on a bodybuilding stage. You don't actually need
Yeah.
to build any more muscle. Now, the more muscle you build, the easier it is to burn the fat, and the better you'll look and the bigger you'll feel. So there's still a lot of reasons to build muscle, but technically to get on a bodybuilding stage, you have enough muscle.
Oh, I have enough muscle. As honest opinion, you think if I was 170 between 176, because the way my body looks rugged, you think at 175, 176, 65 to 175, I'd be too big to do classic physique the way my body looks and the way it's dense and the age I am now?
Well, classic physique has set weight cutoff, so it's not about how you look. It's and we're going to look it up right now. Classic physique weight requirement. While I'm looking that up, let's talk about what a supplement you were considering using, which is DMZ, dimethylazine, which is like a Superdrol, two Superdrol molecules bound together. So you had asked if you should add that in, and I just to give my opinion so other people can learn from it too. It's amazing. The strength increase is incredible on it. The performance increase is incredible, but the liver toxicity is really rough. And I think that for the side effects of the liver toxicity, it would be okay to take pre-workout every once in a while, but I don't really think you need it for what you're trying to do and for your cutting.
That's more of a mass builder.
Yeah.
That's more of a mass builder.
It's more of like, hey, I want to lift really heavy and hard today, so I'm going to take it pre-workout. It works really fast.
That could get me injured, and I have a lot of injuries as it is now, so I have to be very careful with something like that.
Yeah, the bottom line is I don't think you need it. Okay, so here we go. Classic physique weight cutoffs. You're how tall again?
5'6.5", 7.
So they're going to round you up to 5'7", although if you take a diuretic or something and you lose the padding on the bottom of your foot, you might actually drop down to 5'6". So, okay, from 5'6" to 5'7", you can weigh 175 pounds. That's the cutoff. So
Yeah.
ultimately, if you want to look the best that you can in that category, you'd want to go in at 175 pounds at 5% body fat. That would be your target.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, but people win all the time who aren't even close to the weight cutoff. It's not mandatory, because that would give you the best advantage. But the main thing is when you get shredded, then you got to look at your physique and you got to get opinions on where you need to improve for symmetry. Like you might not have hamstrings. We might have to work specifically on your hamstrings to bring up the symmetry of those so that you look really good on the bodybuilding stage. And then, of course, with your posing, you try to adapt your posing to your strengths and hide your weaknesses, and then bring up those weaknesses as much as possible. So that'll be fun. You can't do it now because you don't know what your muscles look like when you're super shredded. You got to look at what you look like.
Yeah.
You're shredded, and then
I'm already looking pretty dry though the off season.
Yeah. That reminds me. So one of your fans was criticizing, saying that you're losing muscle also, not just losing fat. And what happened is they look at the in-body printout and they see lean body mass is just slightly decreasing. But what's happening is you're continuing a super low carbohydrate diet. Your glycogen storage is decreasing. So if you were to carb up, your lean body mass would go way up. I don't think you're actually losing muscle tissue. I think you're losing the volumization of the muscle cells but you can get that back very quickly.
Yeah, when you carb load.
Super hydrating and carb loading. And certain supplements that will hold minerals in the muscle and attract more water into the muscle cell. So I don't think you're losing muscle for the fans that think that according to your in-body scan, you've lost lean body mass. I don't think so. In fact, you probably, since you've only lost a couple pounds of lean mass, despite being on such a low carb diet and dropping so much weight, you probably have gained muscle tissue. You need to fill that out someday.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, cool. You're on track. So good work. I'm impressed. And God, if you
I'm
just
gonna stay focused however long it takes to get in really good shape. It takes, you know.
yeah, and then the one other trick you're going to do is you're on the S23 now. You're going to switch to Anavar because one of the strategies we discussed was instead of
Because
running.
if you hit a plateau, you have to change it up a little bit to see where it goes.
Yeah, instead of running everything at the same time, you cycle between them. So while as soon as you start losing your sensitivity to S23, you switch it for Anavar and you stay sensitive to Anavar and you're able to
Now,
keep.
when I get closer to getting lean, should I throw in Winnie?
Uh,
Really close, like really close.
yeah, I'd say if you get to 8% body fat and you want to
Mm-hmm.
look like you're 7 or 6% body fat, that's what Winstrol will do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the end, yeah, for sure. But it's also liver toxic and has more side effects, including decreasing joint lubrication, and you're more likely to get injured on it, and it ruins your lipid
So
profile.
that's like the last couple days, just to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, and I noticed that if you're taking injectable Winstrol is better, but if you use the oral Winstrol, I notice it really peaks in about 2 weeks. So like if you picked a day 2 weeks out from when you want to look the best and start taking just 50 milligrams per day for 2 weeks, you'll look your best 2 weeks in.
Honest opinion, I think I could, like we said, if I build enough muscle, I could be anywhere between 175 and 180 if I get the maximum results.
Yeah, let's make that the goal. See if you can get to 175 at like 6% body fat. I think then you'd look amazing. And then your long-term goal after that can be just to pick a couple body parts that are weak body parts. Like if you want to work on your bicep peak or your hamstring muscle belly or your abs, then you can prioritize.
You know what? I might be able to build 5 pounds of muscle over a year and get up to around 180 at that body fit.
Yeah, and if I come out to Florida sometime, we'll put on 5 pounds of muscle in 1 week easily.
Yeah.
We'll nail that quick.
180 is pretty good size for 5'6.5", isn't it? A lean condition, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good target.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Keep sending me the progress pictures. I enjoy watching them. Proud of you for staying out of the negativity last week.
Yeah, I'm just getting into shape. You know what? This is going to help my clothing business, my freaking supplement line. And, now I have a pretty decent body where I can promote the product. I don't look like shit anymore,
That's right. I think it'll make a huge difference for your long-term success. It's a great investment.